Welcome back to the Boot Tragedies. We are back, and we kind of have a lot to talk about today. Obviously, the Alvin Kamara, Cam Jordan, Andrew Dowell, Jon Gruden. Those are the things we're going to be covering today. So we got a lot. But before we jump into that, man, if you're new to this channel, click that subscribe button. If you're not in the Discord, join that Discord. It's almost a season. Join that up. We got like 180 people. Let's try to get to 200 on that. But let's jump right into it, man. Alvin Kamara. 3-game suspension for Alvin Kamara. Could have been worse. Definitely could have been worse. I've made a couple videos on it already. I thought it was going to be anywhere between 2 to 6 games. 2, best case scenario. 6, worst game scenario. They kind of met it, on the lower side for 3 games. So that's a really, really good win for the Saints, considering, the beef, the unheard of, unspoken of beef between the Saints and the NFL. To only get 3 games, obviously, that meeting with Roger Goodell went well, as Alvin Kamara said. Alvin Kamara owned up to everything in his interviews, which is a good thing. I think if you'd have went in there with Roger Goodell and been like, oh man, it wasn't my fault. They instigated this and that. He probably would have got 6 games, but apparently he looked like he went in there, confessed to some things, fessed up to some things, took accountability for it. That's all you can ask for. Take accountability of your actions, say that you won't do it again and things like that, and just learn from it. So apparently he went in there, did that, only got 3 games. Should he appeal or not? I don't think he should appeal. 3 games, I think that's a win. Don't want to, muddy it up with an appeal process that might go on throughout the season, which is just going to, take time away from what you can and can't do. That's just take the 3 games, take it on the chin. It's a win. Take those 3 games on the chin, man. It's not the end of the world. We still have a 17-game season. We'll still have him for 14 games, hopefully. And the 3 games he'll miss. You're going to miss Tennessee Titans, which is the opening day. Still a winnable game without Alvin Kamara. Then you have the Carolina Panthers starting a rookie quarterback, probably going to be game 2 for him. Very winnable game as well. And then you have the Packers with another quarterback that's going to be, his first time out there in Jordan Love with like a full season under his belt, or trying to get a full season under his belt. So all those games are winnable, even without Alvin Kamara. Then you're going to come back against the Bucks, then the Pats, then the Texans, Jags, Colts, so on and so forth. So he's not going to miss. Obviously missing Alvin Kamara is going to hurt the team in some way or fashion. But it's not the end of the world. It's not like we're going to play the Chiefs opening day, then the Bengals, then the Bills back to back to back, where we're going to need, everyone. All those games are going to be winnable with or without Alvin Kamara, so that's a good thing. And now, Jamal Williams, that signing is looking better and better by the second. I know the Saints kind of plan for Alvin Kamara to get suspended this year anyway, so that's looking better. That signing with Jamal Williams, that drafting of Kendre Miller, those 2 guys are going to have to carry the load in those first 3 weeks. Also, Taysom Hill. His role becomes a little more evident. He's probably going to get more carries than he will throughout the season. Just those first 3 games, Alvin Kamara won't be there. And you're going to need somebody to carry the load. So I think Jamal Williams is very capable. Kendre Miller sounds and looks capable. We'll have to see when he gets on that field in preseason or whatnot. And then running back 3. Who's going to be running back 3? Are we going to bring in somebody to be running back 3? Or are we just going to go what we got on the roster? Personally, I don't think it matters much, just because you still have Jamal Williams and Kendre Miller as running back 1 and 2 right now. So running back 3 really isn't as important for those first 3 games. But if you want to go look out, for somebody, you can. If they brought somebody in, it won't be a high caliber guy like Kareem Hunt still on the free agency list. We won't bring him in because once Alvin Kamara comes back, Kareem Hunt is just no use as a running back 4, so he wouldn't, commit to anything like that. So I think if we do bring in someone, it's going to just be a guy in a backup role or something like that. Nothing too major, but 3 games is definitely a win. Definitely a win for Alvin Kamara, and I couldn't be more happy with that. I'm going to take those 3 games because I was preparing for the worst. I was coming here to light up Roger Goodell. I'm not going to lie. I was coming here to light up Roger Goodell if he gave him 6 games or anything else. Anything close to Deshaun Watson, I was coming here to light him up. But that wasn't the case. 3 games. Hey, we can all rejoice for those 3 games. Next up, Cam Jordan, man. Cam Jordan. Obviously, Cam Jordan, long-time Saint, 2011 draft, if I remember correct. If I'm wrong, hey, don't sue me for that. But Cam Jordan, man, been a Saint for a long time. Just signed a 2-year extension with the Saints. And it's looking like he's going to retire a Saint. 2-year, $27.5 million. That's a really, really good deal for the Saints, especially, it's a guy that's playing at a Pro Bowl level. A Pro Bowl level, you get him for just over $13 million a year. I know he's up there in age, but the level he's playing at, you couldn't tell, man. If you look at any of these Pro Bowl defensive ends, you won't get him for $13 million. Now, obviously, they're younger, like the Bosa's, the Watts, and things like that. But to get a Pro Bowl defensive end that's still good in the pass game, really, really good in the run game, still probably the best in the NFL in the run game, you get him for this deal, that's a win. That to win. I'm glad we brought Cam Jordan back. I was critical of Cam Jordan the last couple seasons, man. Looked like he lost a step in that passing game, but he is still super, super solid. And at this price, you can't complain. You can't complain. Shout out to Mickey Loomis, Dennis Allen, those guys for getting it done. And looking like he's going to retire a Saint, man. Looking like he's going to retire a Saint. This is very, very good for the Saints organization. This is a guy that came in, drafted with the Saints, developed by the Saints, that's been very, very active with the Saints in the city and things like that. This is how you draft. This is what you hope for when you draft first round picks, and not even first round picks, just guys that you draft. You hope that you can keep them through eternity of their NFL life. It looks like he's going to play 15 years with the Saints, retire, get his number retired, in the rafters, go in the Hall of Fame. This is what you expect from first round picks. This is what you want from first round picks. Well, I wouldn't say expect. This is what you want. This is what you draft for, and this is a really, really good pick. Probably, I can go out on a limb and say this is probably the best draft pick in Saints history. It's definitely up there. It's definitely up there. How the career played out, his tenure with the Saints, never leaving so far. You never know what happens after these 2 years up. He said it's probably done after 15, but who knows? This is how you draft it. I just go off a list of guys that could possibly, not do what Cam Jordan did, but the guys that haven't left the Saints that's been here for at least 3 or 4 years, 5 years already. You got Eric McCoy, who was drafted about 3-4 years ago. He has a chance. It's still a long way away, before we get there. Obviously, you have Alvin Kamara, drafted with the Saints. He's been here for a minute. He can go, a long way. Obviously, Ryan Ramczyk, he's been in that same boat. Maybe he can go a long way. This is from that 17 draft, him and Ack. And then you have Lattimore. I think he'll be one that maybe stays for the entirety. Running backs is a little weird, so maybe Ack not. Ramczyk has a chance. Lattimore has a chance. And after that, you have MT before that. He has a chance. This is last year of a deal. We don't know what's going to happen on that front. And then you have Andres Pete, who's been here with the Saints for his entirety, maybe 7-8 years maybe right now. So maybe he does it, but I think this is going to be his last season as well. But you usually don't get this in the NFL, man. You don't get a guy that you draft that plays for your franchise for the entirety of his career. It's very, very hard. I mean, look at the greatest players of all time. You got, I'm just throwing names out there. Randy Moss, Tom Brady, Peyton Manning. Whoever you want to name, it's very, very hard to stay with one team their entire career, man. So with the Saints keeping Cam Jordan locked up, it's just good. I would not like to see him in a different uniform. It just wouldn't feel right. So I'm glad that the Saints were able to get this deal done. Super, super glad. And next up, man, Andrew Dowell is unfortunate news. Another Saints injury, another IR injury for the Saints. Obviously, we lost Trey Turner to a quad injury. Now we lose Andrew Dowell to a position that's probably the thinnest on the team. One of the thinnest on the team at the linebacker position, man. We hate to lose him right now, especially, we haven't even started anything. I think he tore his ACL, if I remember correctly. That's just, unfortunate situation, man. We're going to be a good special teams guy. Maybe he got some reps in that linebacker this year. And now we're even thinner at a position I think we're already thin at. So guys are probably going to have to step up, or maybe we'll go out in free agency and look for more people for that linebacker position. But right now, obviously, you have Pete Warner, you have DeMario Davis, you have Zach Bond. Those are your three guys. Usually we're going to probably play nickel, so it's only going to be Pete Warner and DeMario Davis. For the most part, Zach Bond coming in whenever he needs to. But after that, you have Anthony Orji, Nick Anderson, DeMarco Jackson, who seems to, be making noise in training camp so far. We'll see what he looks like in preseason. Did miss all of last season, so don't really have any game film. Don't really, couldn't really watch him last year. And he played at Appalachian State, so didn't really, watch him in college. Those are the guys. Those are the guys that are next up. It's a couple more guys on the roster, but those are going to be the guys that are going to have to step up. They're going to have to step up. Maybe we go out and look for a linebacker, but I'm not sure what they're thinking on that. But the injuries, they're not going to say they're starting to pile up, but they're happening. They're happening, but it happens. This is the NFL and training camp. It's ACL season. It's Achilles season. People tend to get hurt at the beginning of the training camp every year. It's just a common thing. We've seen Joe Burrow go down. We've seen Jalen Ramsey go down. We've seen Jeff Okudu from the Falcons go down. We just see people go down at this time. So for the Saints part, luckily right now, we've avoided any major pieces being injured or slowed down right now for the most part. So we'll see. Hopefully this injury bug can just stay away from us, man. And also Jon Gruden. Jon Gruden's back at camp. Some people love it. Some people hate it. I don't care. If it helps the football team gets better, bring on Jon Gruden. He was the best with Derek Carr in his career so far. So anything he can add of value, we'll take it. We'll take it to Jon Gruden. I'm glad that, the NFL kind of made his decision before Jon Gruden kind of showed up to our camp because, they have their thing going on. Jon Gruden's probably going to sue them. Hey, that's just, I'm glad the Alvin Kamara decision came out kind of as this was happening. So Jon Gruden is at camp. Like I said, if he can help Derek Carr, we need him to help Derek Carr. We paid this quarterback a lot of money to be the franchise quarterback for at least the next 2 to 3 seasons. We need him to help Derek Carr. We need everybody to be on the same page. We need them to get the ball to Kamara. Kamara even talked about that. Obviously, there was some frustration last year, Kamara not getting the ball in his interview today, basically saying he feels like he's really, really good with the ball in his hand. And trust me, Alvin Kamara, you don't have to say it. You don't have to say it. He even jokingly opened his press conference, said he talked to Pete about it. They were yelling and screaming, and it was very heated argument, but he was joking. But, guess what? All jokes contain some truth. All jokes contain some truth, man. So maybe they wasn't yelling and screaming, but maybe Alvin Kamara really felt like that. Hey, you're not getting me the ball. We're not using me to the best of my abilities to help this team. And everybody knows it. DA knew it. Pete Carmichael knew it. Alvin Kamara knew it. The fans knew it. Everybody knows it. So we have to get him better involved in the offense when he gets back from suspension. But that was definitely good insight from Alvin Kamara. He opened up a little bit in this press conference. And I like that from players, man. Players that's going to tell you a little more about themselves and things like that. You like that. But that's about it, man. 9 days away from that first preseason game, though. 9 days away. Oh, I can't wait. I'm treating that like the Super Bowl, man. I'm ready. I'm excited for this team. There's been a lot going on in this offseason, but I'm ready for it to happen. I'm ready for football to just happen. I know Derek Carr, Michael Thomas, Kamara, whoever you want to name, they're probably not going to be out there. But who gives a shit? I'm ready to watch some football. I'm ready to watch the Saints. I'm ready to watch guys battle it out for these cornerback positions for number 4 and 5. These receiver positions, that's going to be something to watch. These backup lineman positions, that's going to be something to watch. Maybe Trevor Penny gets to play because he hasn't played as much. Who knows what's going to happen in that first preseason game? 9 days away. I can't wait for it. I'm super, super excited. Hey, man, it's coming. It's August. Football's almost here. I'm going to be definitely more consistent in August than I was in July. Had to gear up for this right now because it's about to get crazy. The Saints are about to get rolling, and I'm ready, man. I'm ready. Like I said earlier, if you're new to this channel, maybe you forgot. Hey, click that subscribe button, man. Help the channel out. Make it grow. Like the video. That also helps this channel grow. Helps me get to more people and things like that. Make it easier to run this channel. And also, if you're not in the Discord, join up on the Discord, man. It takes a couple seconds to sign up if you're not signed up already. But thank you all for tuning in once again. As always, this is the Boot Tragedies, and I'm out.